Alright, welcome back. Decision Games Battles in the East, Volume 1, Bagration Stop Scenario. And we are picking up now with German turn 3. Let's see, so just to do a quick review here. Start of the turn, I went ahead and did the reinforcement and supply phase first. We do see German reinforcements coming here, a Tiger Battalion, a infantry regiment. But the big news is, with the correction I made, now we actually removed the Hungarians, not at the beginning of the Soviet turn, so there was no zone of control hold that the Soviets could run through, like my previous recording, at least 2 back, could handle. So the Germans are pretty much stable steer on the south. They finally push these guys off the river, but beyond that, looking at supply, this unit's still out of supply just because of can't trace supply through swamps. Everybody else is good here. This unit, at least, these units in the 19th Panzer are out of supply initially, just because surrounded by zones of control here. We do come over here, and the 4th SS Panzer Corps pocket, they are all still out of supply. The Soviet Union's barely out of range, still out of supply. As soon as the Russians closed up on this swamp here, these units all go out of supply. While the Soviets can trace across major rivers for this scenario, special rules, the Germans can't. So, and they can't trace through swamps. So with that, they are effectively blocked. Everybody here. So this kind of forms a second pocket here of units out of supply. I don't think these Volksgrenadiers are going to escape. They're probably just going to have to hide in the woods, just because they also disengagement takes too long. This guy stood up to the attack, so he's still here. He's out of supply. And meanwhile, the Germans are still holding up here in the north. So that sets us up for the German turn. Looks like this is pretty much, they're just going to try and slow the Russians down. The big limiting factor next turn is the Soviets will only have 2 armies in attack supply. The 70th coming from off board over here. I think somewhere along here, so I don't know how much they can do. Maybe they can immediately get working on this pocket here. And then they get to choose 1 army on the board, another army to be in attack supply, which is going to limit their offensive capabilities. And again, just to review the victory conditions, sudden death victory if the Soviets take this hex, or if they take this city, or if they succeed in taking all of Warsaw. Otherwise, it's victory points, which appear to be mainly up here. So we'll see. Yeah, they're all up here. So we shall see. Yeah, here's the victory points. And they want to be across the river, and they've lost the Hungarian infantry division, eliminated. They're off the board now, so they don't get that. So yeah, they could, eliminate all these German units, but that would not win them the game. They have to achieve some geographical objectives here. But with that said, let's see the German movements. I'm going to pause here and pull that up. All right, we're back for German movement. And let's see here. Let me pause a second. Yeah, thought I had the wrong thing up here. So the Germans are going to hold the line here, short of being attacked across the river, as long as a German unit is adjacent to the major river and it exerts a ZOC. Soviets can't cross, so effectively stopping them from crossing here doesn't stop them from massing and attacking. And they could turn this one, because I've got one unit on the other side of the river, which takes away the 3L shift. But this is their move. Let's see, this guy just moved straight in. He didn't start on a railroad hex. Tigers did, so they could move 1/2 along the railroads all the way. I guess he could have taken the road too, but I did move him up here. Germans got aggressive here. They're going to move adjacent here, so that effectively pins this guy. He can't move next turn. He can attack, but he can't move ZOC to ZOC, and these guys can't cross, because we've got Germans here with zones of control also. And this swamp slows things down. This guy could threaten, but we'll see. So the south looks like the Germans are solidifying their line, slowing them down. Don't know if the Russians are going to waste an attack supply down there. Here they get more aggressive. Because the south was able to be stabilized, Hermann Goering shifted back up north here. And they're going to go ahead and take on these units here. Guards Cavalry Corps, Mech and a Cav Division. And then this guy was able to pull around. Now he's going to bring this guy into supply. We'll see in the combat phase now. Bring him into attack supply, actually. And it looks like they're going to attack here. Then we come over here. None of the units in this pocket can move. These units, there is a rule. You can always move one hex, no matter how much it costs. So this guy, I think, came back across the river. Let's see the movement trail here. Yeah, so they were able to move here. There's no enemy Zoc. And then these guys who were here moved here. So their mech move, they're going to move one hex there. Again, the Volks Grenadiers, except for this guy, these guys kind of retreated back here. Okay. And then these guys continue to retreat too. So it's a slow move, but if they can get to the marshes, then they can cross, as long as these guys don't get ahead of them. And then up here, the Germans just maintained their lines. This guy pulled back into a stronger position behind the Minor River and in a swamp. Should give a 2L shift. These guys are just holding up here. And these guys are holding here. Again, taking advantage of the fact that only one onboard army of the Soviet army can be used in attack supply. So we'll see if that slows the Russians down any. So we did come back down here, and we do have actually 2 attacks here. 2 attacks here. So I'm going to pause and pull up the results. And here we go, cutting right to the chase. This attack, actually, they're out of supply, they're halved, rounded down, and we did see the results. So it maxed out at 10 to 1. We had concentric. We also had DCI for Hermann Goering. That's a 3R shift. Total 2 and 1 is 3, and it was already 9 to 1. So there really wasn't anything they could do. Even with a divisional GCI, that would have been halved anyhow. They got a 3, though. Unfortunately, if they'd rolled a 4, 5, or 6, they would have eliminated them. But a 3 is a 3-step loss, and they had 4 steps. So this unit remained. And he's probably going to be overrun in the mech move. And then we had the attack down here. They didn't roll well. 7 to 1 on 1, which didn't give a good result either. 7 to 1 on 1, I think, was a one loss. Yeah. So the Russians just retreated 1. They didn't get any DCI because it's 3rd tank and 16 tank, and this doesn't provide any left shifts for defense. So, and the 39th Panther threw in their 2R shift up here. It wasn't needed here. Hence, we did have the they had 3, and it was 3 to 1, then a 2 shift for that to 5 to 1, and then a 2 shift for that to 7-1. But then they didn't roll well. So that actually, if they had been able to push them further, they could have, I don't know if they could have pulled it off across a minor river. They probably couldn't have done an overrun. So that's Hermann Goering counterattack and also 19th Panzer breakout. Thanks to this guy opening up supply. And then we'll move on to the German mech move, and that'll be the end of the German turn. Be right back. All right, mech move, I actually took a look at this, and again, taking advantage of the fact that only one onboard army can get supply. Are they going to waste it here? I don't know. Are they going to waste it here? I don't know. So these German units moved up to be aggressive. With this guy back here, this guy could have redeployed and done an attack, but by moving up here, this pretty much pins him. He can go around this way, but he doesn't have freedom of movement to go here now. He can't go here. So the only way this guy can move is to go back here, which then limits him to basically attacking up here. And we got the same effect here. This guy moved up to be aggressive. We got zones of control everywhere. He can't move. This guy can't cross, so they can't really, not that they're going to waste any attack supply on the Polish army because there's not much left. So that looks good too. So just to take advantage of the fact that only one army is going to be in supply, Germans move aggressively here to try and pin whatever can happen here. If these units stay in general attack, all they can do is one attack and everybody at a half attack factor. So that will also limit the Russian capabilities here. Let's take a look at that here. Yep. So they're going to be in general supply, and they attack at half, and 1 combat per HQ per turn. So that's going to limit them. And then if you look at general supply, their support shifts are halved and their DCI are halved. So that's going to be kind of tough, even if they pick one of these. So that's what the Germans are counting on by being aggressive here. If we move up here, yeah, this unit did, the Hermann Göring, successfully overran this unit. It had a defense of 1, and they were attacking at 4-1, and then they got a 2 shift, and it was concentric, 3 shifts, so it was 7-1, and all they needed was 1 lost, and it didn't even have to roll, but they got the roll. So they swung up here, and they're staying concentrated. It's threatening an overrun again for the German turn. These units, well, luckily this guy was able to cross the river doing his allowed to move 1. One of these units moved here, allowed to move 1 in the mech move. So hopefully they're sealing off. That's their goal there. This guy moved adjacent here to at least slow him down. And then these guys are basically forming a screen here. And then this unit is concentrated. And then the big German decision, depending on what the Soviets do, the big German decision is, do they give up on these units here? They could maybe attack down this way to free them up, or maybe attack up this way to at least get these units up, but they're moving slow, or just stay here and reinforce the defenses. But that probably much depends on what the Soviets do. And then up here, we'll just see. I don't know if if the Russians are going to, well, if they do spend an attack supply here, if they can eliminate some of these units, then yeah, that opens a big hole. So we're going to have to give some thought here to the Russians. And then the 70th, let's just do this as parting here. See where the 70th comes in. Attack supply game times 4 to 7. They come in at 1525. Let's see if we can find that with my picture. 17, well, that's a little down. 1525. It's a road, and if they're infantry, they don't get the half movement. So it really looks like the 70th, if they're going to do some attacking, I don't even know if they can get up here in time this turn. I don't know if they can get close to any Germans to attack in the first place, but they could come across here and assist down here. It'll just take them a little while. Or they could come up here, well, they could come up here and help with the pocket, and then this could shift off. This army could shift off and come over here. I think that's our only two choices. Actually come up here, which then frees up these units to move up here. But the Soviets are still left with a tough question. What army gets attack supply next turn? And it would have to be an army that can do something. And I think the Germans have got a solid line here. So I don't know what the second tank army can do at this point. They could cross here and take this victory point and threaten up here. Well, yeah, I'll have to look at that in the Soviet turn. There's a lot of options here. I don't think they're going to spend an attack supply down here, at least not next turn. So we will see how that plays out in the Soviet turn. But that is the end of the German turn. The south is stabilized. The center is somewhat stabilized. Still units in the pocket. These units are pocketed. At least the mech units seem to be escaping, and this is holding on. I just don't know how long this can hold on here, because these aren't strong units. So we'll see how it plays out. But that's the end of the German third turn, and hopefully we'll start the fourth turn now for the Russians. And again, all the Russian armies except for one of these is out of attack supply. They're in general supply, but they do get the 70th Army. I don't even have them out here. Let me see what they look like. I think they're just a bunch of rifle divisions and one mech division here. Let's see, we got 70th. There we go. Yeah, rifle division, rifle division, rifle division. Bunch of rifle divisions. There's an HQ. Oh, they don't have any. I'll verify this, but this is pure rifle division army. So they don't even have a mech unit assigned. I'll have to look at the counter sheet just to make sure, but yeah, they're not going to do much. They can only move 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. They're not very helpful at all. So we'll see. So only one army is going to be attacking for the Russians with attack supplies. So see that in the next turn. Again, I'll end it here. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you at the next one.